Guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thunderbirds are these mystical birds. They're very prominent in Native American lore. I did an entire video about Thunderbirds, really diving into what they are. So make sure to go and check that out. But today we're going to be talking about different legends relating to Thunderbirds and sightings. The first one we have is the Thunderbird fights Mimlos whale. At one point in time, it was said that there was a great flood that covered a significant portion of the earth. During this flood, the Thunderbird is said to have fought Mimlos whale. The fight was long and brutal. The Thunderbird would grab Mimlos whale with his mighty talons and drag the creature to his mountain nest. Mimlos whale was tricky, however, and would manage to escape the nest to find refuge in the water again. Every time Thunderbird captured Mimlos whale, there'd be a great fight between the two beasts. The noise that resulted from their fight was so great that it shook the mountains. Their battle was so brutal that they uprooted all the trees in any area that they fought in. The fight between Thunderbird and Mimlos whale continued for a great period of time until finally Thunderbird was tired and allowed Mimlos whale to escape into the depths of the ocean. It is said that that is why the killer whale can be found in the ocean today, as Mimlos whale was thought to be represented by the killer whale. Although the fight between the two creatures ended with no clear victor, the memory of their battle can still be seen on the face of the earth. The places where they fought still remain bare of trees to this day, and are thought to be the prairies that are found on the Olympic Peninsula. The next one is the Thunderbird turns people to stone. It had to be a time when a hunter living in Beaver Prairie happened across one of Thunderbird's kills while looking for food. While there, he saw a great whale that the Thunderbird had carried into the prairie. The whale was so heavy that the Thunderbird needed to rest before eating its prey and then falling asleep. The hunter took a feather from the Thunderbird's wing and went back to his people. When he returned to the village, he told the people of his encounter with the Thunderbird and showed them the wing as evidence. The wing was as long, so this is the feather. The feather was as long as a canoe paddle, and it did not take them long before they had come to believe the hunter. He then told the people that he had seen a whale in the prairie, and that if they went quickly, they would be able to cut the whale and eat it for themselves. A great number of beach and river tribes came in canoes and approached the dead carcass of the whale. In their greedy excitement, they cut up the whole whale. By the end of the evening, the entire whale had been cut into pieces and was being cooked by the people. They were satisfied with this feast, though their satisfaction would not last long. Suddenly, the sky became dark, and the clouds began to draw together. This was a sign that the Thunderbird was returning and was angry with the people for stealing his food while he was sleeping. He caused a great storm to take place. At first, the storm was only rain. Soon, however, the rain turned to hail that was larger than a man's fist. The hail plummeted to the ground with brutal speed and killed everyone on the prairie below. After Thunderbird's storm passed, he turned the people and all their stolen meat into stone. This caused a ridge of large rocks to be formed. This ridge reached from one edge of the prairie to the other. It's said that the ridge still exists. If one looks closely, they can see the head and ribs of the great whale that was stolen from the Thunderbird. That's so selfish. Like, to leave nothing. One, it wasn't theirs to take to begin with, but then to leave nothing? Thunderbird causes a great flood and separates the Quileute people. It is said that once Thunderbird became so angry with the people that he caused a great flood to occur. The oceans rose so high that the Quileutes were forced to get into their boats to take shelter. The oceans rose so high and even the tops of the mountains were covered with water. This went on for 4 days. After 4 days, the Quileute sailed with no sun or landmarks to guide them. When the waters receded again, it was discovered that many of the Quileute had been scattered. When they found land again, some of the Quileute found that they were in Ho. Others discovered themselves in Chimacum. Both of these groups decided to stay there to live out their lives. Very few of these people, forced to flee, were able to find their way back to Quileute. And then we have an encounter. Around 9 p.m. in the evening, there was a group of 3 boys that were playing in a backyard in a residential area. 2 large birds chased the boy, and one, named Marlon Lowe, was caught by a bird. He fought it and it released him, dropping him 2 feet. It was dismissed as a tall tale, as the description seemed more like an Andean condor, but an attack by a condor would be almost as unlikely as the Thunderbird itself. There have even been more recent sightings of the Thunderbird as late as 2007. There were young students that have claimed to have seen them flying silhouetted against the sky. These birds often appear small as they fly at high altitudes, with their true enormous size only becoming apparent as they get closer. Do you remember, I don't remember what the name of the show was, but it was, back when I had cable. It was back when I was living with my parents, and it was some like mythology encounter show, and they did have an episode of an encounter with a Thunderbird, and it does sound very similar to the one where the boy gets picked up and dropped. It wouldn't surprise me if the creatures did still exist. I think that there are a lot of creatures that exist still to this day, and they might just be fewer in numbers and living in places that aren't common for man to go. The mythology, the lore, was derived from something. So if the creatures don't exist anymore, it is quite possible that the creature existed at one point, or something very similar to what we believe it was. Make sure to check out my full Thunderbird video, and where I go a lot more in depth than this one. Make sure to also like this video and hit the subscribe button for me. And until next time, I love you guys. Bye.